Okay, I'll tell you what's going on here. Um, this this hose here came off the old intake. You know, the old plastic intake. This famous old problem with the 4.6s. Anyway, that's a plastic. It goes into a plastic. You know, this is the heater hose return, and it goes into a plastic uh, tube in there. And you know, I mean, it's a mess. Anyway, I took the intake off. I put an Autotecnica intake, which is you know, it's been running for a while, and it runs great. In fact, it runs a lot better because I obviously took care of some leaks, and it had been leaking. I mean, there was you know, leaks all over the place along here. But in either case, that's bad. But after I did all that, I noticed that my fan over here wasn't working. And luckily, I had taken this particular fan off, which was the OEM one, at about 98,000 miles. And I had replaced it with that thing that already broke, you know, which is ridiculous. Aftermarket is bad. But the fan wasn't working, so I put the old one back in there and it works great. Okay, now to take care of the problem where the fan must work because the compressor must be on, even though sometimes it does turn on, but that's not good enough. So what I'm doing is I'm putting, see, these are 9 inch fans, and I just tied them in here, you see, and it's got a rail in there. And you can tie it in there. So it's nice and tight. So I'm going to put 2 in there. And this is the power. So what you do when you do something like this, an extra auxiliary fan, you come over and you install yourself a relay for it. And the way you wire these, see, here's that goes in there. So this 30 goes to the battery. 87 is the output to the fans. 86 is the trigger, and this goes to ground, even though you could put a switch on there. But this is ground, okay? So what we got is this guy here goes in like so. So I'm going to have red to battery. The blue goes to the, which is 87, goes to the fans. This is the trigger, and the trigger, as you just need a positive. So what I have here, this here is a what is that? RPM, and these are nice because you just tape them in here to the alternator, and you get your RPM. Okay, so in either case, this guy here has a power, a 12 volt when the engine key is on. Okay, so when the key is on, here's power. Okay, see, I cut it right there because I'm going to run this red over here, which is 12 volt when the key is on, over to the trigger, and which is this guy. So the trigger is that when the key is on, this goes to the battery. This is to, even though it could be a switch, it's just going to go to ground. And of course the output, blue, is going to come to the fans. So that's what I'm doing on this, which means that these fans are going to be running regardless of whatever the heck goes on over here. It doesn't make any difference. These fans are always going to be running. I do this on all my vehicles, especially on the ones with the electric ones, because again, that is dependent on the AC being on, which is a bad deal. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this up. I already showed you what you need to do to get auxiliary fans in here, so we're gonna finish this up, and we'll show you how it works. Okay, so here it is. I ran that trigger wire from here, came back over here, and went into the yellow over here, which is like so. wait a minute, which way is it? Like this. So you got the trigger, which is from over there, power, with a key on, and then the blue goes to ground, 30 goes to battery, right there, and 87A, I just took that out. I don't need it. It's got a, you know what, with those little clips in there, it's got a little hole, so you stick in there and you push it like this and then it comes out. So I didn't need it and I'm not going to use it. Anyway, that's the configuration. I ran all the wires down through here, under there, and over here, and right there, you see? And the other one is going to go over there, but I'm just going to go turn the key on, and we'll get you right back. And there it is. See that? Nice. It's kind of, you know, it's a pretty quiet fan. But that air is really blowing in, which means that when this guy over here is not working, because the compressor is not on, then we're going to have some air blowing through there. And in fact, that's a lot of air. That's maybe going about, geez, pretty fast. And there you go. It's quiet. These are quiet little fans, and they're out of the way. Air. It's driving. There you go. And that's all you need. And just get yourself a relay, you know, and get a trigger or a switch, you know. I mean, just, well, this is power. The trigger here, which is a ground, can either be a switch or it can be ground, and you'll have something like that. And you have to have these on these electric fan configurations. I mean, you just have to have some extra air for a couple of reasons, just to get extra air in there, but also when this fan, the big fan, goes out, or the two fans, then you always have air, and you're not going to be in an overheat condition. So there you go. That's what you need to do on these electric fan configurations. Wow, look at that. It's running a lot cooler. Well, not a lot cooler, but that needle is, a little bit lower. It's normally in the center. So that's a pretty good deal. I mean, put an extra fan in and helps the bigger fan too. Now that's just idling, and that needle is still in the same spot. So we were coming at 60 miles an hour a little bit ago, and it's still cool. So it's pretty amazing what auxiliary fans do. So this is a 201 Crown Victoria, and this cooling fan, I just opened the hood and AC was running. I noticed this thing here was not running at idle, and it's supposed to run at idle. And it's got a control module somewhere in here that controls this, and the resistor for the fan is this one right there. The relay is that one right there. Okay, so the compressor was kicking in, and there was cold air coming out, inside, and I noticed this fan wasn't working. Now luckily I had a spare over there, you see, and what I did is I unplugged this. See, this here connects right there, that goes there, okay, and this connects there, and it just feeds the power to this. So anyway, I tested with this old one that I had taken out, and that was a new one, and geez, I can't believe it fell apart. But in either case, to replace this, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take the reservoir, and there it is, see, and it's got one 8mm probably this one right here, 8mm, that holds it right there. In fact, it hooks in right there. And take that off, drain the reservoir, unhook the pipe over there, you see it? Unhook it, so drain it and unhook it and put a pan underneath, because there will be, no matter how much you drain, there's going to be some left over in the reservoir. So put a pan over there, and there's going to be a little bit coming out. And just twist it like this, and the rest of it, because it is going to be topped off, okay? Because it is below the radiator level. So just twist it, and the rest of it comes out of that pipe. And then this here, all it has is one bolt there, right there, an 8mm, and one bolt there. And you can't really get to it unless you remove the reservoir. So you can try taking this thing out. Just forget it. Just take the reservoir, drain it out, and just pull it out. And that, that old one, or that the one that failed, just, take these two bolts out, and this thing slips right out. There is a big hose over there that runs underneath, so make sure it doesn't get tangled up. But, this slips in. This slips in right there. See? I mean, all it's got is two screws at the top, and it slips into a little channel there, right there, and another one over there, and just put it back in there, and put the reservoir back on, and plug it in, and you're all set. Now these things here, they unclip. I unclipped it so I could test. Actually, to test this one. There's a lot of things you can do, but I mean, hey, I had a spare. But here's red, and you can just test this individually right there. But there are ways to do some troubleshooting. I wish I knew where in the world that control module is. Unless it's, no, I don't know. On this Crown Victoria, sometimes it's pretty close over here, but I don't see it. I'll look for it. Might add on to this video or something. But anyway, it's real simple to do. I mean, it shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes to do that. So just drain it out and do that, and take those two balls, slip it right up, straight up, and then put whatever you're putting in there, and you're all set.